Nice to meet you. I'm Georgia. I'm so excited to chat with you today about your new album, To Be Eaten Alive. It's your third studio album. So first off, congrats. It's such an amazing project. How do you feel about it so far now that it's been out for like a week and a bit? Like you've let it simmer now. How are you feeling about the project?
I'm still very excited about it. I think it's gotten some good feedback and everything. So I'm happy that it's gotten the most exposure of all of my projects so far. So just most appreciative of the growth.
For sure. I mean, speaking on your growth, looking back, how would you say that your sound has evolved and grown since your first two albums?
I think maybe not necessarily trying to find a method, but being a little more meticulous with the process than just more abstract than like I feel like I was a little more abstract with the process before, and I think now I was a little more intentional.
Like, there's no right or wrong, right? You're kind of just doing different things, and now this is
Right.
clearly working for this process.
Right.
I watched your music video from a woman the other day, and I saw a comment that stuck out to me. And someone said, "Sometimes I miss her being my little secret, but I'm also so happy for her and her success." So I thought that was so funny because like you're talking about growth, and this like comments like this clearly show that you've grown. But how does it feel to kind of hear stuff like that from your fans too? Like the ones that have been there from the day one.
I was just thinking about that. It just makes me feel like not that I have a favorite or anything, right? But I just feel like I love those supporters the most. Just
Yeah,
because I feel like they've just been there and they have seen the evolution of the whole thing.
absolutely.
Just still stick with me. I hope that they still feel like we have that intimate relationship that we had once had, when they feel like I was smaller, versus as I'm growing.
Of
I hope
course.
that it remains that connected.
For sure. And I think so. I think the longer they have known you, I think there wouldn't be a reason why they wouldn't continue to stick with you because now they've known you since the
I
start.
have a cat and he just keeps coming into the frame.
What's your cat's name?
His name is Tootie.
Love that. That's so cute. So talk to me about the album cover. First off, it's badass. You look gorgeous and you have like a scorpion on your face. So
Thank you.
um, was that real, by the way?
It was real enough. It was real enough. And I don't want to say it was too problematic getting it to sit up there like that, but it took several tries to
Well,
get
exactly.
the right image for
Get the
sure.
perfect shot of you not looking stressed. Was it scary or were you just like, okay, whatever, it is what it is?
It was really hard getting it all positioned there and trying to get it to stay on. It was just like, I don't know, but it was cool. I feel like it came out really good. In all honesty, like there weren't too many shots of it
Yeah.
that grasped what we were going for. So I feel like for that one to come out like that, I was definitely really grateful that it looked like that.
Wow, I can't believe that. I feel like it makes it all the more authentic. Like that's way cooler knowing that you had to actually do that.
Yeah, it would not stay on to save any of our lives.
Oh.
Trust.
Well, the scorpion in general references like your zodiac sign, but has a deeper meaning as well. Can you talk about that a little bit?
So I wanted to name it, to title the project To Be Eaten Alive because some scorpions are venomous and poisonous. And I just like the metaphor of if you eat me alive, it could be really detrimental for you and your health. And I had been wearing red for a few months because I had did a little research on, different kinds of scorpions, and I came across one called the red Indian scorpion. It's not like bright red in color, but if it stings you, it pretty much slows your heart rate and attacks, the heart, which I
Right.
thought was significant of something,
Mm-hmm.
and I just really like the aesthetic. It has been really bold, and I feel like it's been very fitting. I feel very like myself this era.
Yeah, totally. And are you big into astrology?
Sometimes, I feel like it's more conversational for me personally,
Yeah.
but I do know, more than the average person about it. But I think
Okay.
like one is different. So I try not to like stigmatize it. I mean, sometimes I do, but
Don't we all? What's your favorite sign? Do you have one?
to interact with me personally, maybe like Leo. I
Okay.
like Leo. I like Libra
Okay.
too. I feel like
I'm
they
not,
are
I'm none of
very.
those, so
What's your sign?
I'm a Pisces.
Pisces. My parents are Pisces. They're great. They're fun people. Mhm.
Love that. You do sound like you know a little bit, a thing or two for sure. I want to talk about also the first track on your album, Heaven is a Place on Earth. So you produced that first track, right?
Yes.
So
Mhm.
why do you think it's important for you to kind of have a song and even the first song kind of like be all you there, like on the album?
The lyrical content, I feel like, is a good summation of what the project means to me or like where I am in life. And I also feel like the fact that I produced it was just, I had never done that before. So I think it was just that I was playing around almost. When you're doing something for the first time and you really, you're fixating on it being, I don't want to say right, but you want it to be like means something. So you put a lot
Yeah,
into it. It was very, very meticulous and tedious of a process for sure.
yeah.
But I was just excited with how it was turning out, and then by the time I recorded on it, I just loved it, you know.
Awesome. Well, it's rewarding to look back at it after for sure. And you've obviously worked with some amazing artists on this project. Obviously, Young Thug, 21 Savage, Vori, and you worked with Katranada as well. So, I mean, how was that? I feel like you kind of collabed with a variety this time around.
The one that was most interesting to do was working with Katranada because I had never really worked with a producer so closely in the studio. And then I was new to that process, but he was still very considerate. So when we had initially met, he had played me some stuff, but I was a little anxious to have like worked on the spot. I don't usually do that. So
Right.
he just like gave me the time I needed to put something together, which I appreciated. And I feel like it came out really great. He's iconic to me, you know.
Yeah. Well, also speaking of Kate Renato, we love him. He's Canadian. We're Canadian.
I know.
And also have a song. I didn't know this until recently. You had a song called Christmas in Toronto, and I listened to it and I loved it. But then I was like, I gotta ask her some questions about Toronto, Kate
Mhm.
Renato is in Toronto. So what are your thoughts on Toronto or Canada in
I
general?
feel like Toronto is like the Atlanta of Canada. I feel
Yeah.
like it's like a music hub. I
Hmm.
feel like you have a lot of different kinds of hubs for music in Canada, but I feel like specifically Toronto is more like I want to say it's Americanized. Not that it's Americanized, but it is more understanding of the music that is alive and well. And I don't know, it can be gloomy of a place though. You know, I feel that way about the entire Canada in its entirety. I feel like it can be gloomy. I don't know though, because I have been to Vancouver on a sunny day and it was nice out there, but it is still like it's like a different vibe. It's not so like, maybe it's just America is like that big aggressive
Yeah.
monster, and it's like
Yeah.
Canada's like definitely different than that.
Totally. It's like similar, but also toned down in a way for sure. But I mean,
Yeah.
speaking of Toronto, next time you're in Toronto, we'd love to have you in person. So for an
Yeah,
interview.
we know.
Yeah, of course. Do you have any, upcoming dates, shows, tour potential on your radar?
I'm probably gonna tour in the new year. I kind of wanted to just chill out for the holidays and stuff because we
Yeah,
have kind of
that's
been touring for like 2 years straight.
yeah,
And so I think I just wanted to, just let that just play out. And then in the new year, I feel like it'll be more appropriate.
totally fair. And lastly, I like to make a little playlist with artists sometimes. What are like 3 to 5 songs you're listening to right now, or some songs that you like that you want to put us on? So it's like a Mariah the Scientist playlist.
I've been listening to some old stuff. I have been listening to this one song since I know that in Canada, the French language is more relevant than in America. I've
Yeah.
been listening to this one song called Il Avait Les Mots.
I love how you're catering this to
That's
Canada as
by
well.
Sharifa Luna.
Nice.
That's on my list. I would say also Diana Ross album, Loving, Living, and Giving on the
Okay.
Ross album. I
I
like
love
that.
the diversity so far of the music.
Well, one of my friends and very influential counterparts in music named Sunny Digital dropped a project. I've been listening to this one song. It's called Like This by Sunny Digital. That's three. I want to give you five. I
Okay,
want to.
okay.
Let me. On the Business is Business project by Young Thug, excuse Tootie, who is so obsessed with being in my interview, he just can't even help himself. I'll go on to my project
Yeah.
and use my collaboration with him. I'll use Ride with me and Young Thug.
Love.
That's four. Let me see what my fifth one can be. I'm gonna go with Beyonce. I was late to this
Okay.
project, but
Yeah, so
now that
good.
I've been listening to it, I have really just formed this just like appreciation for it. So I'm gonna say I think I'm gonna go with Heated from
Yeah.
that. I really like that. So those are my five for now.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. We love those songs. And yeah, just want to congratulate you on everything you're doing so far. You're absolutely killing it. The EP is so good, and just keep doing what you're doing.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me. And when I come to Canada, I will come find you and
Of
we will
course.
do this again.
We'll do more fun things. It's easier in person because we could like have fun, play games, you know.
Right. I would love that.